guys, welcome to our unique devotion. So, we're in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. I'm going to, actually, there's one last section, but I'm going to split it into two just because the content it's powerful. I mean, go figure. So, here we are, chapter 13. I'm going to read only verses 11 and 12. So, this is easy read, but there's something to contemplate. If you like contemplating things, especially ideas of the Bible, if you like hearing scripture, if you like the contents of this channel, please consider subscribing. Please consider sharing this on all of your social media to help grow this channel and to help gain new perspective from others' comments and engagement. And please like this video. Just like it. Regardless whether you like it or not, like it. I appreciate it. Anyway, just having some fun here. So, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11 and 12. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know, just as I also am known. Okay, so what are you becoming? What are you becoming? You know, can you see yourself still as a child? Maybe not in full, but in part. Do you see some aspects of your life where you probably should be growing? Some aspects of your life where you're not becoming what you should be. And he says here about everything was done as a child, but then he became a man. So there's this sense of one needs to come before the other. And anytime you start something new, even as an adult, you're going to find that there are times where you feel like a child. Something's new, maybe it's exciting, maybe it's challenging, and here you are working through it. You don't know a whole lot about it. You don't know how to feel about it. You don't know how to think about it. You don't know how to even do it. But then, like a child, you start to fumble through it. You start to weed it out, and you slowly become an adult in this way. You slowly grow into something more substantial. Something deeper, something bigger, maybe is a good word. You grow into that adulthood. You grow into the fullness. There's a good one. You grow into the fullness of that. So we've been talking about love. So let's go with that. There's plenty of places that we could go with growing into. You could talk about your career. You could talk about by itself. You could talk about relationships by itself. You could talk about yourself by itself. But let's talk about love because that's the theme that's been carried through. So where does love sit in that perspective? Do you see yourself that you maybe love sort of like a child, that you haven't really grown into what that means, the depth of what love can be and how to do that in life? Do you feel maybe you're somewhere in the middle, like love, you do love, you try love, you're pretty good at it, but you're not like an adult about it yet. You still have some work to do, some places where you could learn to love more. and grow into the fullness of that. That's really what adulthood is meant to be here. And grow, when he says growing into man, I became a man, like he became exactly what he's supposed to be. So growing into love and making it exactly what it's supposed to be. So maybe you find yourself somewhere on that rainbow of issues of love, somewhere in there, in that perspective from one to the other. Maybe you find yourself more childlike, maybe you're somewhere in the middle, maybe you're a makeup of all of that. Maybe you're really good at it. Maybe for some people love comes easy, and that's where you're at. You're right here. You're like, bam, no, I'm on that. I'm good. This scripture makes total sense. I've got this down, so I'm just going to continue to practice it. Which is my next point. Even when you get to the pinnacle, that you've become it. In this case, love. You still need to practice it then. It doesn't mean that, okay, I've got there, done, move on. No, it means, oh, I got there. Now I know what it is. Now I can continue to help others flourish in that way by presenting, showing, and being love as much as I possibly can. So there's that scripture. It's short, but I really hope you feel out the power in this. And if you're kind of throwing it to the side, then my challenge to you would be get into it, get after it, try love, try loving others in new ways, put it into action, and really see then where you land in that perspective, where you land in that list. Really challenge yourself to go through it, to experience it on your own and see how it goes. So next time, we're going to finish up chapter 13, and then we'll roll into 14 like we always do, into the next chapter. There's one phrase, one sentence left, and I think it just wraps up the entire chapter very well, which is why I wanted to just leave that by itself, and we can bring everything that we've been contemplating about love to a culmination here at the end of this chapter. But again, it's not the end of the book, so next time we'll do that. Peace, love, and diamonds. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all of your support. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.